Hello, and welcome to the Youth Pulse podcast with me, Diko De Andrew, where we discuss pressing issues of this generation with heartful conversation, inspiring stories, and diverse perspective on girl-child marriage, reproductive health, education, youth champions, and climate, among other compelling topics, meeting your needs. Join us today to be informed, empowered, and engaged. The Youth Pulse podcast is speaking from our hearts. بقول لكم كل سنة وانتم طيبين لأمة المسلمة. رمضان كريم وصوم مبارك عليكم وعلينا، وكمان لناس المسيحيين كمان بيصوموا. مبارح كان عاش وينزداي. برضو بقول لكم كل سنة وانتم طيبين، وكمان تصوموا وتفطروا بمشيئة ربنا. But for this one, you guys are welcome to the Youth Pulse podcast. This is the 25th episode. Imagine أنا خلاص وصلنا في episode number 25، لكن كل مرة بنكون لنا ضيوف جداد اللي هو by the some influential character of people that are outside there for the youth, trying to advocate for them and to better their surrounding through the influence that they're having. But for today is quite of a champion that I'm having. She's a young lady empowering a youth, and in which we're going to be diving into the challenges and the triumph and the aspiration that have gotten into her way, as she is the Miss Grand South Sudan 2023, and as well Miss South Sudan 2024, and as well 2025. So why not we introduce her, and then we're going to be enjoying it together. Hi.
Hello everyone.
Okay, you can just introduce yourself and as well what other talents you have, and just tell us more about yourself.
Okay. My name is Amelia Deng. I'm the current Miss International South Sudan 2024. I was also Miss Grand 2023.
Okay.
And I was also Miss World South Sudan First Runner-Up 2018.
Wow. Those are how many years in the run on the beat pageant?
I have like almost 3 so far.
Yeah.
And apart from that also, I'm an author. I'm also a diplomat and a philanthropist too. And also an advocate for youth right and women empowerment.
Okay.
Yeah.
When it comes to extra talent, which other talent that the Miss is having?
Oh, being a Miss, there's just variety of many things that we're known for.
Yeah.
And that is actually being glamorous all the time.
From the way it looks, like just look at her, man.
I mean, like you have to have everything on point all the time. But apart from that, that is not the only thing that a lot of misses do, I'm actually an author. I write a book. I have my own book that I wrote. And apart from that also, I'm a professional drawer. I know how to draw.
Wow.
Yes, and I'm also into sports. I like playing tennis ball, basketball, and other variety of things. So there's just a lot of things sum up in being a Miss than just being the beauty queen in the face.
Okay. And as well, when it comes to you being a Miss, like how did it shape your journey as a young girl, and as well trying to champion her surrounding as well?
To be honest, I'm really grateful being a Miss, because it has really opened so much doors for me. It has given me a platform that I would have never gotten if it wasn't for Miss International or Miss Grand,
Yeah.
And through this, it has given me the initiative to be able to implement a lot of things that I've always been passionate about, like helping the street children, empowering women, and also advocating for youth empowerment. And also, apart from that, it has also made me know how to express myself, and the confidence that comes with it too. So it is a pile of many things that I've really succeeded in being a Miss. Yes.
Wow. And when it comes to being a Miss, like there's always misconception about the beauty pageant or the being a model. Just being a model in South Sudan, they will be dressing naked. There's just that thinking that they don't know more about it. But also when it comes to pageantry, I feel like in 2025 it have bridged the gap between the urban people and as well the people in the rural areas, because like now the mentality is a little bit changing with time. And I don't know, like, do you feel the same?
Actually, I do feel the same, and that's why I took it as a role to myself to change the misconception that people have been having about what it means to be a model and a Miss. And actually, these are two different things actually that people don't normally get to understand. Model is a runway walk.
Yes.
This is where you showcase the clothes and all that. And a beauty queen, you're not just the face, but you're an ambassador of the country. You're showing the other world what is it, what do South Sudanese do, what are you passionate about? As in being a Miss, you express, the entire country is actually at the back of your head, you know? So being a Miss is not just a title, but it's a very big thing that actually give us a platform to be able to show the world what South Sudan is and all that.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Take us a little bit back about you, Emilia. Like, why did you decide, like, I think I want to contest for being a pageant in this beauty pageant? Like, there's that one reason that have driven you.
You know, actually, to the surprises, I've never thought that I was going to be a Miss.
Wow.
And this actually take me way back to 2016, when I remember I was, I take myself as somebody who has so much privilege in life, especially knowing that a lot of kids in South Sudan never had an opportunity to go to school. I was born in a different country, not in South Sudan. And knowing that South Sudan has been a war-torn country for a long time, it has really displaced a lot of people. I haven't experienced that myself, you know. So when I watch news all the time, especially Al Jazeera, I see how they portray a lot of kids in South Sudan, what they're going through and all that. And I remember I had a conversation with my dad. I was like, if I finish my studies, I want to go back home, do something and give these kids, you know, a chance to be able to do things that they've never done due to the displacement and the war in the country, you know. And that one takes me back now to 2018, when my auntie came with an advertisement that she came across, you know, about Miss World South Sudan. And she was like, you know what, you have all the look. Since you also want a platform, I think this will be a good chance for you. And that's when I came back to South Sudan. And I remember competing with other 20 women who actually had experience in modeling. And I know nothing about
catwalk. Just coming out of blue like,
yes. But because I had goals behind me, and I had a passion to change the life of these kids, that's when I was able to put so much time in my training. I would even remain back when other girls would go back home. I trained hard, and when the finals came, I was actually first runner-up, something that I didn't expect, you know. And through that, this pageantry has really opened so much doors for me, and that's where I was able to open my organization. And so far, we've helped like 240 kids back to school. So the main aim and my main goal, and now this is where I want to change the perspective people have about misses, you know. My main goal was to make sure that I help other kids that did not have the opportunity that I had. But because now I know being a Miss will give me that platform, that was where I was able to do that part, and I was able to establish what I've always wanted to do.
200 is quite a number for a young lady like you, but wow. That's really amazing. But when it comes to South Sudan, I feel like you being a youth, and as well you being here in South Sudan for quite some time, I feel like maybe you have noticed like some issues that key issues that are really like pressing the young ones or even affecting the youth in South Sudan. What do you think that might be, and what can be what would the way forward that it can be addressed with?
You know, my heart really bleeds for the youth. They're really going through a lot due to lack of unemployment, you know.
Yes.
Having to go to school all of your life, studying, you get a degree, and then you come back to your home knowing that you're going to change the life of, change your country development and all that, and you don't get a chance, is something that is so disheartening. And I feel this is what is really pressing youth a lot, to a point now they become, it hurt them. So that's why I feel sometimes opening doors for them, creating job opportunities for them, doing things that can be able to inspire them is the only way to empower the youth, so that they can be able to do what they've always been passionate about.
Yeah. And I feel like also like some of the other things sometimes, do you think mental health could contribute into that, like some of the reasons?
Yes. Mental health is actually one of the projects that I really do advocate a lot, because that is one thing that I've also experienced when I lost my dad in 2020 due to COVID. And it is something that people don't see as a press issue, but because of mental health, we're losing a lot of life through suicide, you know. And I feel like it is something that people need to really look up to, advocate for it, and empower people to understand that mental health, it's something that exists, and we're losing a lot of lives due to that. So I feel mental health also contribute to all the things that are happening.
Okay.
Yes.
And with you having the titles and from 2016 up to 2025, I feel like you have faced your challenges.
Yes, I have.
You have also faced with a lot of challenges, and being a leader is a lot, and actually being a role model to many is also like it's a lot of heavy lift, kida, for yourself. But how do you navigate between all this and put in mind that we do have culture and social dynamics as well?
You know, signing up being a Miss means you have to face the consequences at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I understand that I signed myself up for that. And every time I feel like something is almost ruining my chances of being who I am, I rewind my mind back to what really made me come here. And those are the 240 kids that are actually that I'm actually helping. These are the kids that give me hope every day, you know, when I want to do something. So being a role model, it comes with a lot of press challenges that you go through, you know, people not believing in you, people people making you look like you're not doing anything that or not believing in you and all that. So it comes with a lot of challenges. But because of my passion and what drove me to be who I am today, I look back and it inspires me to keep on pushing.
With challenges, of course, there'll be that one painful moment that you have experienced and you can never erase it. What could that be, if you don't mind sharing?
When I lost my dad.
Okay.
Yes. So that one is something that I don't think I would ever wake up from, because my dad is the one who made me to be who I am today. He's the one who gave me the chance to express myself, to be who I am, instead of caging me down, you know. And this is something actually a lot of girls in South Sudan face. They are never given opportunity to express themselves. They're being controlled and all of that. And I feel sometimes for a kid to be able to get empowered and to be able to be themselves in the near future, you need to let them pursue what is it that they're passionate about. So my dad's death is one of the things that has really broke my heart, but anyway, that is life.
That's for sure. And with you having a lot of hope in yourself and you being strong, like what do you think the youth of South Sudan can teach the world about resiliency and hope? Because like we have seen you through you, you lost your dad, but you kept it going, and look at you in 2025. You have many titles, you have a lot of responsibility that on your back, but it's still you kept it going.
South Sudanese youth are the most resilient people that anyone can ever come up with, and I feel the world can really learn a lot about resilience from them, from the war torn, from the lack of employment, from all the things that happen in the country. They still wake up with hope every day, knowing that there's a brighter future ahead of it. So I feel our South Sudanese youth are really strong people, and I feel the world really need to learn how they maneuver themselves from all the hardships, you know, in life.
That's for sure. And it's very hard, by the way. Being someone mentioned like you have to add being South Sudanese in your CV.
Yes, please.
As an experience, like man, that's very true.
Because that is the reality. Yes. It's a big reality. Oh my God, our youth are quite resilient, and I respect them for that. I really do.
Wow. With the numbers that you have mentioned that you're supporting with your projects, like can you just shed a little bit light on the projects that you're doing?
So far, we are, my goal has always been to build an orphanage. And in the orphanage is to have a package of where we have the schools, we have the hospitals and all of that. And this is one of the projects that I'm working on. We are trying to like put it inside and see how we can be able to do that. So far, with the 240 kids, they're under different cares in orphanages. We just provide for them
here
the
in
essentials.
Juba or around South Sudan?
Different places in South Sudan. Yeah, we provide essentials and then also pay for the school fees. And apart from that, also I have been collaborating with JICA. We're trying to see how we can be able to help and empower youth and women by making vocational training centers and also give youth more chances, you know, to be able to develop themselves without having to be reconstructed in just one field and all that. So these are the few things that we're working on.
How can you encourage let me put it like, what roles do you think arts, culture and beauty pageantry can play a role in empowering youth to express themselves? Because as Amelia today, you're expressing yourself through the experience that you have undergo with the beauty pageant. But I feel like maybe there are other people who are falling in the same category, or maybe into arts or into culture, but still like how they can use that to empower themselves?
I feel like art and actually even beauty pageants, they're really giving us a lot of platform of how to express ourselves confidently and all that. And I feel like our youth can actually use that to be able to empower themselves. Like, look at me. I did not elevate myself from doing other things, but because I felt there was an advantage I would get from being a Miss, this is what made me to be who I am today. So yes, there's a lot of advantages in culture stuff, in art, in pageantry. I feel these are some of the fields that people neglect, but these ones, they have a lot of opportunities and advantages that can make the youth express themselves, and also it can be able to help them even initiate what is it that they've always wanted to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you going to be celebrating Women's Day?
Oh, actually, I wanted to celebrate with some of the few women that I do look up to, especially the resilient women here in South Sudan. Even I want to interact with them, get to hear their side of the stories of how they can be able to maneuver their way out and all that, and also celebrating it with my mom, and then yeah, that's it.
That's how it's going to be done. Oh, if I'm going to be inviting myself, if it's
of course,
that way.
Of course.
And as well, like, how do you think young people in urban and rural areas can come together to overcome social barriers and promote unity? Because, like, in 2025, like, as youth, I feel like we are still fighting whatever our fourth generation back there been fighting. Of course, that will be tribalism, because, like, it's a little bit so hard whenever that you go to social media, especially because us being youth, 75% of the population are youth. So once you go to social media, the kind of mean comment, hurtful comment, like, it's just so crazy. But with that, like, how can we make it different?
On my own context, I feel the urban youth have so much responsibility to give to the rural youth, and that is creating possibilities for them to be able to empower them. And that's why I feel like if us urban youth come together and we create opportunities through social media, you know, through vocational training stuff and all that, we can be able to empower the rural youth. And when we come together, this is a very big impact, you know, and we can be able to change as many things as we can in the country. So it's all about coming together in creating a difference in the country.
When it come, if we have taken you a little bit back 9 years ago, will you have imagined the Emilia Deng that we're having today?
Oh my God, I don't think so. I never thought that Emilia, would be a Miss, because beauty pageant has never crossed my mind. I've always been a nerd, by the way. I'm somebody who's just like parked in the corner reading books, just wanting to explore stuff and all that.
The school kid, like, and on the front seat with the teacher.
With the glasses on, you know.
You used to wear glasses. What? I never imagined.
If I look back on the pictures of who I used to be compared now, I don't think so. Because I remember myself, I was never invested in makeup, glamorous look. I want to, like, you know, even heels. No, they've never been. So 10 years 10 years ago to today, these are two different Amelias.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that shows how the world works sometimes.
That's
it's very quite mysterious.
That when we go back, now when we go forward, how are we going to be seeing Emilia in the next 10 years to come?
That's a powerful one.
Yeah.
I see Emilia being one of the powerful women in South Sudan that are creating changes, empowering women, creating opportunities for youth, and advocating for what is it that is right for the country. And also being a diplomat, this is what I'm actually going to be pursuing.
Okay.
So pretty much in politics, I guess.
Whoa. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that will be it.
Yes.
Wow. When I grow up, I want to be like you. That's at a note.
You are welcome.
What is the vision that you love to see South Sudan youth supposed to be taking, and as well, what message you love to leave with them as well, you being Miss International South Sudan?
Honestly, whenever we talk about youth, my heart really aches because they are the most people that are going through the worst right now in the country. And I really want, in a couple of years from now, I have a vision for these youth that are not unfazed by anything happening in the country, but instead we are focusing on aspect or project that will develop our country, whereby we come together and we eradicate this tribalism mindset instead of pointing fingers, you know, hugging and all that. We come together and make South Sudan a great country. Yeah.
The beauty of the Youth Pulse podcast, whenever that we just get a cool guest like this one, the conversation runs so fast and the time runs so fast, and we came to an end of the talk of the whole topic. But to you, Amelia, thank you so much for. Let me rephrase my word. To you, Miss Amelia.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much for passing by the
You're
Youth Pulse
welcome.
podcast, and I'm looking forward to how we can work hand in hand, because like with such a visionary person, it's needed to be supported. So I wish like we'll be supporting each other from time to time.
Definitely.
And we see how we can make your dreams that you have for our beloved country come to pass, and as well we can be reaching each other's out as well.
Thank you so much.
And to my people, guess what? We came to an end. My name is Diko DeAndrew, aka Diko DeAndrew. Nice having you. See you next time.
Thank you. That was
Did you take
incredible.
time?
How was it?
Hello, and welcome to the Youth Pulse podcast with me, Diko DeAndrew, where we discuss pressing issues of this generation with heartful conversation, inspiring stories, and diverse perspective on girl-child marriage, reproductive health, education, youth champions, and climate, among other compelling topics, meeting your needs. Join us today to be informed, empowered, and engaged. The Youth Pulse podcast is speaking from our hearts.